Another new day and another really good lecture. Guys, Smart Quickies is a world full of delight where you'll see really nice, complicated chapters and topics on tax simplified just for you so that you at your CA Inter and CA Final can score a lot of marks through these shortcuts. Guys, today we're looking at something in a GST in a chapter called Input Tax Credit. Very important chapter and somewhere a lot of importance and a lot of marks are given in the exam from this chapter. So input tax credit in simply by saying that whenever you buy any capital assets or whenever you buy any input services or whenever you buy any inputs that is raw material etc you'll end up paying GST. So can you take a credit of that? Yes, you can, and that is given in a chapter called input tax credit. But there's a section called block credit, and in block credit there is something on vehicles, aircrafts, and ships, vessels. In that case, do you get GST? So if you buy a car for your office, do you get GST? If your CEO purchases a private a jet for his office, does he get GST? If I buy a car and I give it out on rent, will I get GST? All these questions will be answered through a very nice shortcut. Wait for it, guys. Welcome to SWAT Quickies. All right, so we're talking about a chapter called ITC, Input Tax Credit in GST, and there we're talking about something called blocked credit. Guys, we're talking about a concept called block credit, whereby you pay for an asset or you pay for something, you pay GST as well, but you are blocked on the credit. That means you cannot utilize the credit. We're talking about three things, guys, in the shortcut called VAM: vessels, aircrafts, and motor vehicles. So when you buy vessels, aircrafts, and motor vehicles, are you allowed GST or not? If you read the module or any other book, they have so many complicated examples of when it will be allowed or when it will not be allowed. Guys, I'll tell you an example and I'll tell you a shortcut. Vessels, aircrafts, and motor vehicles. If in the exam they give you any of these and they say whether it will be allowed or not, check whether the number plate has written GST, please. This is the shortcut to learn this, guys. Wait for it and wait with me. That means what? If the vessel or aircraft or motor vehicles is for goods transportation, it's for transportation of goods. So you buy a truck to transport goods, then it will definitely be allowed. Next, if it's for the purpose of sale, that means you're not buying a vehicle, you're buying it for selling it and not for using it, or you're a dealer in automobiles, etc., then you're selling it ahead, then you will get GST. Next, if you're training people how to use, so motor driving schools, aircraft training, navigation training schools, or vessel navigation schools, when they buy to train people on that, they will get a credit. And last, guys, if you're transporting passengers in it, example, you bought it for users for like Uber, etc., so transporting passengers in it, then in that case, hiring and giving it to passengers, example taxis, etc., then you will get ITC on this. So the shortcut is GST, please. If it's for goods, you get the credit. If it's for selling it ahead, you get the credit because same line of business. If it's for training people, you get a credit. And if it's for passengers, giving to people for hire, then you get a credit. The only exception, guys, in motor vehicles. In motor vehicles, if you buy it, even if for your own employees, etc., the only exception is motor vehicles. If you buy it only, even for your employees, for office employee, etc., you will get the credit only and only if it's 13 plus seats. So if it's a 13 plus seater, example, you buy a bus for transporting your employees from their office to home, etc., you will get a credit. But if you buy a fancy car for your CEO, which is a 5-seater or a 4-seater, you will not get credit. Again, guys, repeating, what are we talking about? We're talking about block credit, which is given in a section called section 16, 17.5. 17.5A, AA, and AB talk about VAM. It is very common in the exam, guys. Vessels, aircrafts, and motor vehicles. In these cases, if it's GST, please check the nameplate. If it's GST, please, you'll get a credit. Goods, selling it ahead, training, and passenger transport. And if it's motor vehicles, then you might get it ahead. If it's, you might get the ITC if it's more than 13 passengers. Guys, also remember that if the main vehicle is allowed, that means ITC on this vehicle is allowed. Let's say there's a truck. If it's truck, then it's for transportation of goods, so ITC is allowed. Then even the insurance, even the repair, even the maintenance on that, when you pay ITC, GST, example on repair, the mechanic charge you GST on that, also you will get a credit. And not just that, if you don't want to buy this truck, you rent it or you hire it or you lease it, and on that you pay GST. Even on that, credit is allowed. So summarizing it, whether it's allowed ITC on the vehicle only if it has a number plate of GST, please, for transporting goods, for selling it ahead, for training, and for passenger transport. For motor vehicles, only when it's more than 13 passengers. guys. And if the main vehicle is allowed, that means ITC is allowed on the main vehicle, then on the in vehicles insurance, repairs, maintenance, if you'll end up paying GST, you'll be get a credit of that as well. Also, if you don't want to buy it, if you want to rent it, hire it, or lease it, and you pay GST, even on that you will get a credit. Let's test our knowledge, guys, with some examples right here. The first one is an ITC on cars purchased by a manufacturing company for official use of its employees. Guys, cars is basically they've not given us 13 plus passengers, so this one will be blocked. Next, ITC on cars purchased by a car dealer for sale. So he's a dealer, he's buying for selling it ahead. So his GST please S, so this will be allowed. Next, ITC on cars purchased by a company engaged in renting out. Renting out is allowed. ITC on cars purchased by a car driving school to train people is allowed. ITC on buses, seating capacity of 24 persons, definitely allowed. ITC on trucks, that is GST goods, definitely allowed. ITC on aircraft purchased by manufacturing companies. Sorry, aircraft is not for goods, is not for selling ahead, it's not for training, it's not for passengers, so this will be blocked. ITC on aircraft purchased by an aviation school for training, guys, this one will be allowed. ITC on general insurance taken on a car used by the employees of a manufacturing company. Guys, this car on that ITC is blocked, so even on general insurance, the ITC will be blocked. ITC on maintenance and repair services available by a company for a truck. Guys, truck is used for goods. If it's allowed, yes, truck is allowed for ITC. Then even maintenance and repairs, if you pay GST, that will be allowed. Last, ITC on general insurance services taken on cars manufactured by a car manufacturing company. Guys, the car manufacturing company wants to sell those cars ahead. So those cars, ITC will be allowed. Yes, so even general insurance, the ITC will be allowed. Guys, you saw a simple concept was broken down into a beautiful shortcut. VAM it is, vessels, aircrafts, and motor vehicles. GST please is a shortcut. 17B is a section, and SMART Quickie is what is helping you score great marks in your CA exams. Welcome to SMART Quickies, and wait for the next lecture, guys. Thank you.